Guys, what's the crack? Happy Wednesday. Bitcoin with Dinny, it's Dinny here. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Dublin, and I've been out enjoying it. I want to talk to you about exactly how to use Bitcoin to retire, okay? And I want you to share this video with your friends who don't yet understand Bitcoin, who are being crippled by the cost of living, who think it's a scam, who don't live the life that us Bitcoiners get to live. Now, you don't live the Bitcoin life immediately. I call it the apprenticeship. You've got to spend 4 years in Bitcoin, serving your Bitcoin apprenticeship, and then life becomes very different, okay? In the 5th, 6th, 7th year, it all becomes easier, okay? Bitcoin gives us freedom, Bitcoin is hope, and Bitcoin is the solution to a lot of the world's problems. They're bold statements, so let's just teach you how to use the thing and retire early, okay? So, people in Turkey understand Bitcoin. The reason people in Turkey understand Bitcoin is because things are more difficult over there, okay? They have an inflation rate of 71% at the moment. It has been 75%. And that's the government inflation rate, so you can imagine what the actual asset inflation rate is like over there. So, how someone in Turkey, and I'm just going to use this, first I'm going to give a real world example without Bitcoin in it, okay, of just the strategy, and then you'll understand how to apply it to Bitcoin. And if that sounds good, do me a favor, hit the like button. We call it your daily exercise, okay? You find the like button there on the screen, give it a nice little press, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber, and drop in a comment if you're new. Tell me where you're from, tell me if you're enjoying the content, and tell me if you're not as well. So, let's say you lived in Turkey, you worked this week, and you got paid your wages, okay? You have two options. One is to leave, and you will be paid in the Turkish lira, okay, the currency of your country. So you have two options. One is to leave them in the Turkish lira, but that is not a good option because that currency is inflating over 70% a year. So you lose your value so fast, okay? So rather than you saving in the Turkish lira, which is your national currency, you decide, I'm going to save in the euro, because the euro seems to be a bit more of a stable currency and it doesn't have as high an inflation rate as the Turkish lira, okay? And every month, when you get paid, when you get your wages, you trade some of your wages for euros, okay? Even though euros mightn't even be accepted anywhere in Turkey. Don't know if they are or not, okay? But let's just say they're not. But you still trade your wages for euros because you want to store your value in the euro rather than storing it in the Turkish lira, okay? Because it's a much better option for you to store it in the euro rather than storing it in the Turkish lira because the euro isn't inflating as much. It's not losing its value as fast, okay? So that's the basic strategy. Every single month, when you get your wages, you convert some of those Turkish lira to euro, and if down the line at any stage you want to spend those euros, you don't have to wait till euros are accepted in Turkey. Makes no difference to you, because guess what? You can trade your euros back for Turkish lira and buy anything you want in Turkey. So it's that simple, okay? And that would be a better strategy, and hopefully people in Turkey realize that, you know, they need to get rid of their inflating asset. Okay. So in Ireland here, we're not being boiled as fast. They say if you boil a frog slowly, he won't notice and he won't get out of the pot and you'll just boil him to death, okay? And that's generally the way this happens, and that's why for most of my life I never understood this, because I was just being slowly boiled, so I didn't realise how difficult the system was, and how hard it was, and how destructive it also was, because I was just being boiled slowly. And when I got out of the pot, life became much better, okay, financially. And that's what it's about. And getting out of the pot in this abstract analogy is learning a little bit about money. So in the instance, let's bring Bitcoin into the equation. Okay, whether you're in Turkey, Ireland, or any other country in the world, you can use Bitcoin the same way I just gave you that example. So whatever you earn your currency in, let's say we're in Ireland here, we earn in euros. I exchange some of my euros every month for Bitcoin. And why do I do that? Because when I look at the inflation rate of Bitcoin, or probably a more accurate way to value it would be the purchasing power So if I value the Turkish lira in purchasing power every year, that determines the inflation rate. If I value the euro in purchasing power every year, that determines its inflation rate. And if I value Bitcoin in its purchasing power, what can I buy with a Bitcoin today versus what could I buy with a Bitcoin 4 years ago versus what could I buy with a Bitcoin 8 years ago. And you'll find in the euro, what could I buy with a euro today? I can buy considerably less than I could buy with a euro 4 years ago and 8 years ago. Sorry, let me start again. There's a few swinging plates here. Spinning plates. A euro today, okay, will buy me less. 4 years ago, a euro bought me more things than a euro today. And 8 years ago, a euro bought much more than a euro buys today. Okay, so by storing your value within the euro, it's like you're trying to fill a bucket full of water and there's a big hole in the bottom, and every day you go to work, you're working on trying to fill the bucket. And there's water leaking out. Versus in Bitcoin, okay? What you can buy today for one Bitcoin is way more than you could buy for one Bitcoin 4 years ago. Way, way more, okay? And what you can buy for a Bitcoin today is like exponential growth more than you could have bought with one Bitcoin 8 years ago. So you can see that Bitcoin and the euro, or the Turkish lira, okay, Bitcoin and the euro or the Turkish lira, they're doing the opposite things. Bitcoin is increasing in purchasing power, and all the other normal currencies, okay, that we go and spend day to day are decreasing in purchasing power. And that's why the exact strategy, if you want not to work, and I'm in a really good position, okay, because of implementing the Bitcoin strategy, that I'm off today. I'm not working today. I'm enjoying the sun. In fact, I'm off this week. And if I want to be brutally honest with you, I'm probably off this month because I'm literally only meeting an odd client who needs my help, my platinum clients, and running my Retire Early Club, which, you know, it doesn't take much work at all. Okay? And that's simply because I understood the fact that if I save in an asset that's increasing in purchasing power, rather than saving in an asset that's decreasing in purchasing power, well, then I get to have more choice with my money. Because rather than my money losing value over time, my money increases in value over time, and increases in value a lot over time. Okay? Or it has increased in value a lot over time. My money being Bitcoin. That's why, you know, what we do in Bitcoin With Dinny is teach people how to go on a partial Bitcoin standard. Doesn't mean you have to spend Bitcoin. Okay? Going out to look at a motorbike now, a bit of an investment. I won't be paying for it in Bitcoin, I'll be paying for it in euros, because that's my currency. That's the currency that's accepted on this island. The very same way as if you saved in euros and you lived in Turkey, which was a better decision than saving in the Turkish lira, when you wanted to buy something, you sold the euros for the Turkish lira and then you went and purchased that thing. And that's the exact thing that us Bitcoiners can do when and if we want to ever sell our Bitcoin, is to swap it back to euros, because euros are accepted everywhere. We don't have to wait till Bitcoin's accepted everywhere. It's the very same reason why with Tesla stock, no one's going around saying, oh, but you can't buy, Tesla stock isn't accepted in the supermarket, Dinny. Might want to have a think about that. It's like, that's not why people buy it, okay? But in framing your thinking to think that Bitcoin is just better money, and I'll explain to you why it's better money. And guys, do me a favor, hit the like button if you're getting a bit of value out of this, because it helps the algorithm push it out to more people. And more people need to learn this stuff, because more people need to have a bit of time to enjoy their life, rather than being stuck in the rat race and stuck in the fiat world, because it's such a total scam once you understand it. And scam can be a strong word, but study Bitcoin and 4 years later you'll be calling the exact system you loved and trusted a total scam, and you'll have free time to do what you want, when you want, if you want, or more free time to do what you want, when you want, if you want. So how Bitcoin is better money is because Bitcoin decreases in its supply, okay, as time goes on. That's why, with confidence, I can predict, and I'm not giving you financial advice here, I'm not a financial advisor, I just own Ireland's first Bitcoin consulting company, and we help people to retire early by using Bitcoin. Check out bitcoinwithdinny.com, okay? It's why, with confidence, I can say, in 4 years' time, I'll be able to buy more with a Bitcoin than I can buy today. Even more! Even though I can buy way more with a Bitcoin today than I could buy 4 years ago, I'm confident that in 4 years' time I'll buy even more stuff. Way more. Okay? And in 8 years, way more. That's why I save in Bitcoin. Okay? Versus the euro and every other fiat currency, fiat being just government issued currencies that people trust and say, but they're backed by something, they're backed by nothing. Okay? Bitcoin's backed by energy, similar to gold. It takes energy to mine gold. It takes energy to mine Bitcoin. No one can change that. That's just the way it is. Fiat currencies, no energy to create, no energy to destroy them. Okay, so they're backed by zero. That's why they just rely on trust. And guess what? Central banks, or whoever controls the money, whether it was a king or now we have a central bank, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Is that the phrase? But they can never give in to the fact that they can print the money. Okay, so you can never trust them. So I know that the reason I know that a euro in 4 years' time will buy me even less than a euro buys today, okay, is because I know there'll be more euros, because I know the central bank are going to print euros. Okay? And the reason I know my Bitcoin is going to buy me more stuff in 4 years, because I know the supply of Bitcoin is only going down, and no human can change that. And that's the difference. And that's why saving in Bitcoin is the solution if you want a better future. The more you understand Bitcoin, the more you'll be able to save in it. When you don't really understand it at all, you might save a $5 a week, or 50 quid a week, or 100 quid a week. When you really understand Bitcoin, you realize that the whole game that we're all playing, just the majority of the world doesn't understand it yet, is a Bitcoin accumulation game. The game is going to be who owns Bitcoin and who doesn't own it in the future. And that's why it's so important that regular people start studying Bitcoin, understand it, because news just came out there. Goldman Sachs, I think it was, I can't remember now, so I could be wrong. Multi-trillion bank has just announced that they own Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now, this is after saying Bitcoin bad for years. So they tell you one thing in the media, but then behind the scenes they're gobbling the thing up. And it's only when they reach, I can't remember the figure, it might be 100 million on their balance sheet, 100 million, that they have to disclose it. Okay? So they quietly accumulate, telling you Bitcoin bad, while you go work your job, put money in a pension. You know, no one has ever retired comfortably off a pension, or early off a pension, sorry. But they tell you that's what to do. Put your money in the bank, buy a pension, go to work, be a good lad there. It's not that difficult. Like the strategy that I've given you, anybody can implement. What did I tell you to do? And again, it's not financial advice, but I'll just tell you what I do. Every month, I exchange some of my euros for Bitcoin. I've done it for years, and I will do it for years. And it gives me the freedom. And yes, I could stay in the rat race, and I could work today. I could work really hard and earn loads of money. But for me, more money is not going to change it. Once, you know, for me, once I reach a critical, once I got out of poverty and having to work all the time and not having choice, and I got to the stage where I can work and earn more money, so I get to drive an even flashier car. But that doesn't really change my life or my happiness by much percent. What changes my life and my happiness by more percent is to not work, to not have to earn any money, and to just have the crack and enjoy the sun and spend time with my parents and do things I want to do. And that's the real beauty. To me, it's not learn how to get rich and buy Lamborghinis and go to flashy parties and show off by buying €800 bottles of champagne and hang out with people that aren't really your friends. That's a nightmare. To me, it's have the option to, have nice things if you want, and get really nice things if you want. Or just have your time, because your time is the asset. And our time's running out. Every day people are dying. Since I started this video to when I'll end it, thousands of people will have died. Their time will be up. I don't know when my time's up. That's why I want to enjoy it. And that's the beauty that Bitcoin really affords people. Guys, I hope you'll share this video with some people who might need to hear it, and hopefully they'll watch it and it'll start their Bitcoin journey like many yous are on. If you're still on your 4-year apprenticeship, congratulations. I would say to you, keep studying, keep learning. If you'd like to accelerate the learning, check out our Entirely Club, because that's literally what we do. We have a community there where we accelerate your learning, so you don't have to dilly-dally. You can make proper big moves, and therefore when you're finished your 4-year apprenticeship, life is very, very different. Guys, have a super day. Thanks for being here. Hope you all as well, and look forward to chatting to you soon. Drop a comment in if you have any questions or anything you want to add, and for now I'll just say Dinny out.